Sedona. Just saying the name, it sort of evokes something, doesn't it?
It really does. That mystique, the red rocks.
Yeah, whispers of vortexes,
Mm.
a feeling that maybe the everyday rules don't quite apply there.
Exactly.
And that's what we're diving in today, into this really extraordinary account from Sedona.
We've got this personal story detailed in a document called Zoran.pdf.
Okay.
And it describes an experience that, well, goes way beyond Earth.
So tell us about the setup. What was happening?
Right. So picture this. Our listener's friend is out under the stars in Sedona, middle of July, clear night, with some friends, just, watching the sky.
The classic Sedona experience, almost.
Pretty much. But then they saw something unusual. Strange lights.
Okay, strange lights. What kind of strange?
Well, first, these vertical streaks of light started appearing, like flash, and then another one a minute later.
Exactly a minute apart.
That's what the account says, like
Yeah.
clockwork, which
Yeah.
is odd in itself, right?
Yeah, that's specific. You can imagine them looking at each other like, did you see that?
Definitely a sense of wonder, maybe a bit of confusion.
And it didn't stop there.
No. After these streaks, 3 new lights popped into view,
Okay.
and they formed a perfect triangle, like a pyramid shape hanging up there.
Whoa. Okay. 3 new stars in a triangle. That moves beyond just odd lights. You start to wonder, is that just random? Or is it something else, a sign?
That's the question, isn't it? Because right after that formation appeared, the experience shifted dramatically.
How so?
The person describes this feeling, this powerful sensation of being literally pulled out of their body.
Pulled out. Not like drifting, but
Yeah.
yanked.
Yeah. Forcefully is the word used. A distinct, powerful extraction.
Okay, that's intense. How does the source explain that?
Well, the interpretation given is about energy fields. It suggests the individual's own energy field started to resonate with another, much stronger external field.
Resonate. Like tuning forks.
That's a great analogy, yeah. Like one vibrating causes the other to vibrate, and in this case, it resulted in a kind of energetic pull, leading to the separation from the physical body.
An out-of-body experience, but initiated from outside, it sounds like.
That's the implication.
And where did this consciousness, this energy field, go next?
Through a tunnel of light.
Ah, the tunnel of light. That's a recurring image in these kinds of accounts, isn't it?
It is, and interestingly, the source connects it to the idea of warp speed.
Like Star Trek.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
As an analogy for moving vast distances incredibly fast outside of our normal understanding of space and time, a conduit,
A cosmic shortcut, maybe? Leading where?
to something truly mind-bending, an enormous mothership.
Okay, enormous probably doesn't even cover it, based on the description.
Not even close. We're talking mountains, oceans, even Earth-like planets inside the ship.
Wait, planets? Inside a ship? How is that even conceivable?
It suggests an unbelievable level of technology, right? Creating entire stable environments within environments, like nested realities.
A self-contained universe, almost. Mobile.
That's how it's framed. A marvel of engineering beyond our wildest dreams.
So they arrive at this incredible place.
Yeah.
Are they alone?
No, there's a welcoming committee, a group of 12 beings.
Cold beings.
Yeah.
And anything notable about them?
Yes. The person recognized 2 of them, not by sight exactly, but by their frequency.
Frequency. Like a feeling.
Eh.
Or a vibration.
Kind of like that, yeah. An energetic signature. The names mentioned are Zoran and Lord Michael.
Familiar from past encounters. Maybe past lives?
The implication is some kind of ongoing connection that transcends this one lifetime, this one dimension, perhaps. It hints at these deeper, continuous relationships.
Yeah, okay, so they're welcomed. They recognize some of these frequencies. Then what?
They're taken on a tour of the ship.
A tour of the ship with mountains and oceans inside. What did they see?
Well, the outer shell, for instance, described as clear, almost like plastic, but strong enough to contain these vast landscapes.
Incredible. What about the engines? How does something that massive move?
The engine room sounds amazing. It's powered by what's called pure energy conversion.
Pure energy conversion. Meaning?
Meaning it taps directly into the universe's energy somehow, converting it without any byproducts. Zero pollution.
The ultimate clean energy.
Exactly. A technology completely in harmony with the cosmos, not fighting against it or depleting resources.
That's a profound difference from how we do things.
A huge difference.
And after the tour, was there more?
Yes. A ceremony. A very profound one.
Okay. What happened?
The person was gently placed on a kind of table. Then the 12 beings, including Zoran and Lord Michael, gathered around and placed their hands on them.
Like a healing. Or an initiation.
Maybe elements of both. The experience was being enveloped in brilliant light. Colors described as a rainbow of consciousness.
A rainbow of consciousness.
Yeah, and this light felt alive, intensely blissful, like pure awareness in vibrant color.
Wow. What was the purpose, according to the source?
It was described as a reminder, a reconnection, a direct experience of the shared source of all life.
A reminder of unity. That's powerful.
Deeply powerful.
And these beings, Zoran, Lord Michael, the others, who are they? What's their purpose?
They're described as part of a collective, referred to as the White Brotherhood.
Okay, White Brotherhood. What does that mean in this context? Is it like a hierarchy?
It seems less like a strict hierarchy and more like a united group. Highly evolved beings working together.
I mean, what purpose?
Their mission, as described, is vast: to help facilitate transformation across the entire universe.
The entire universe. That's ambitious.
Extremely. And the source suggests that millions of humans currently on Earth are actually part of this consortium.
Really? Like souls who chose to come here.
Chosen to incarnate here, yeah, specifically to help Earth through its own transformation.
That connects with that feeling in many religions, doesn't it? That something big is unfolding for the planet.
It definitely resonates with that underlying sense of anticipation of an approaching shift.
So this cosmic brotherhood, what's their main tool for transforming the universe? Some kind of super technology?
Surprisingly, no. Or rather, not primarily. Their most powerful instrument is love.
Love.
Yes. The source is very clear. Love is presented as the most powerful force in the universe, the energy that connects everything.
So the mission isn't about fighting or conquering, but awakening.
Exactly. Awakening individuals to consciously become beings of love. Christ is mentioned as an example of someone who fully embodied this potential.
And the idea is that we all have this capacity within us.
Yes, that it's inherent. We just need to awaken to it.
Which brings us to the message for, well, for all of us, right?
The core message seems to be stop, look, listen.
Meaning get out of the daily grind of the distractions.
Pretty much. Stop being so absorbed in the mundane that we forget to ask the big questions. Who am I really? Why am I here? What's the purpose of all this? Where is real happiness found?
Those fundamental questions we often push aside.
Exactly. And the source also touches on why this is hard for us. Our struggles with tolerance, forgiveness, being open-minded.
Ah, yes. The difficulty we have in accepting differences.
Right. And there's that beautiful analogy you used, the garland of life.
Tell me about that.
It compares humanity, or maybe all beings, to different flowers on a garland, each one unique, beautiful in its own way.
But all connected.
All strung on the same thread of life, the same fundamental energy or love. It's about seeing the beauty and the diversity while recognizing the underlying unity.
That's a lovely image. And the idea is that our life experiences are meant to help us see this.
The source suggests that, yes, the universe provides experiences, sometimes challenging ones, to nudge us awake, to encourage us to look deeper.
Now, I can hear some listeners thinking, this sounds incredible, but what if it was all a dream? Or, make-believe?
And that's a fair question. The source actually anticipates this skepticism.
Oh, it doesn't address it.
By using an analogy, it points out that not too long ago, the idea of giant metal machines flying through the air, airplanes, would have seemed completely impossible, like pure fantasy.
Good point. What seems impossible now might be commonplace later.
Exactly. It's a reminder about the limits of our current understanding and how paradigms can shift dramatically.
It also mentions collective prayer, doesn't it? The idea of seeking peace.
Yes, the collective prayers for peace worldwide. But it links this to the idea that true peace has to start within each person first.
That inner state reflecting outwards.
Yeah.
Which leads to that irony.
The irony of a world desperately wanting peace.
Yet being so full of conflict, anger, negativity.
Right. And the source really hammers home the value of that inner resource, the love within us. It says it's worth more than any material wealth.
Imagine that. A world where everyone operates from that place of love.
It paints a picture of a radically different planet, doesn't it? No war, no poverty, no conflict, because the root cause, the lack of love or connection, would be gone.
It's a powerful vision, for sure.
A very powerful vision.
So how did the experience end? How did the person come back?
The return process isn't detailed as much as the journey out, but they did return to their body, back with their friends under the Sedona sky.
And the friends. Did they notice anything?
Oh, yeah. They knew something profound had happened, even if the friend didn't or couldn't articulate the whole thing right away.
I can imagine it would be hard to share something like that immediately. So personal, so Sacred, almost.
Exactly. The source mentions it took years before the person felt ready to share the full account.
But the takeaway feeling,
Yeah.
the core message that stayed with them.
A deep, abiding sense of being looked after, cared for by these friends beyond the stars.
Perfect of the stars.
Yeah. And this feeling that the wonder you have as a kid, looking up at the night sky, maybe that's not just imagination. Maybe it's a real intuitive connection.
And that final, simple message.
You are never alone.
That resonates. So we also have a quote from Zoran, one of the beings encountered.
We do. It's quite striking. The stars are not just distant fires, human. They are eyes watching, waiting for you to remember the light you share.
Wow. Eyes watching.
Ooh.
Waiting for you to remember the light you share.
That ties everything together, doesn't it? It really does. It connects back to that shared source, that inner light, and the idea of awakening.
And this is where the universal garland concept comes back in.
Yeah.
And something called the dragon trial.
Yes. The garland, as we discussed, is that image of interconnectedness, seeing everyone as a unique flower on the same string.
Beautiful flowers, all part of one whole.
Exactly. And the dragon trial, well, that seems to represent the inner work, the challenges we face, and truly living that understanding, overcoming the ego, the separation, the judgment, perhaps.
So it's an invitation, really, to see the people in our lives, everyone we meet, through that lens.
See them as unique flowers, contributing their own beauty to this incredible universal garland. And to ask yourself,
What's my contribution? What's the unique light I share?
precisely, reflecting on that shared life force, that fundamental love that connects us all.
What an absolutely extraordinary account. It pushes boundaries, but ultimately brings it back to something so fundamental, love and connection.
Mm-hmm. A journey to the stars that reveals truths about what's right here within us and between us.
So maybe the final thought for everyone listening is, building on that garland idea, if you really start to see that interconnectedness, to feel it, how does that change things?
Yeah, how does it change how you view the world, the person next to you, your own role in everything?
Does it open you up to possibilities, unseen connections, the power you have inside?
Something to definitely sit with.
Absolutely. A lot to think about there.